Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Mohamed Azri. I'm the team leader for this group. So our group conduct a research for the SDG 2, which is the Zero Hunger. So for our main title is approaching Malaysian poor pupils suffering from hunger. So our team member consists for 5 members, including myself, which is for the first picture is Amirul Taufik. Next is Diana, Munirah, myself, and the last one is Sandeep.
In Malaysia, most of the low-income families are affected by hunger in their everyday life. So, in our research objective, we want to understand the impact of hunger issue in Malaysia and the negative effect of hunger issue faced by Malaysians. Number 2, we want to propose the suitable and effective method that can be used in Malaysia to increase the awareness of this issue. Number 3, we want to analyze the level of knowledge of Malaysians towards this issue and the type of challenges faced by the low-income people. And lastly, we want to spread the correct solution to Malaysians in order to reduce the food waste, especially during the festive season in Malaysia.
So next, we are going to talk about how we collect our data. The method that we use for our research are qualitative and quantitative method. For our quantitative method, we are utilizing an online survey questionnaire using Google Form, and it consists of several multiple choice and open-ended questions. Social media platforms such as Instagram, WhatsApp, and Twitter has been used to blast the survey questions. While for our qualitative method, we conduct an online interview session. Our online interview consists 15 questions. For all our qualitative and quantitative method, our targeted respondents are all Malaysian people.
So today I'm going to talk about the general information of our respondents. First, we have conducted the survey by using a Google form and we spread the information throughout the Malaysia. So let's look at the first question of our survey. How important is the issue of hunger to you personally? From what we received is that 78.7% of the total respondents have agreed that issue of hunger to them personally is very important, while 21.3% have agreed also that issue of hunger to them is somehow important. From what we analyzed that most of the Malaysians are aware and concerned about the people who are suffering from these problems. So let's look at the second question of our survey. Do you think anything can be done to tackle hunger issues in Malaysia? From what we have received, about 91.8% of our total respondents have agreed that something can be done to tackle hunger issues. However, about 8.2% of the total respondents are still really not sure if there is any way to reduce the issue of hunger. From what we have achieved from this pie chart is that most of the Malaysians are willing to give a helping hand or set up a food bank for these poor communities and also low income families who are actually badly affected. With this, we can manage to flatten the curve of hunger issues in Malaysia. So, we have made an open-ended question in our survey. So, let's look at the question. In your opinion, what action can you propose to the government in achieving zero hunger in Malaysia? Fortunately, we have received a lot of creative solutions and good solutions from the respondents. So let me share all these responses given by the respondents. Firstly, provide financial assistance to those low-income families. Secondly, open more job opportunities for the poor so that they can generate income for their living. And also increase household income because nowadays living standards are very high. So we hope that all these response can be evaluated by the government agency so that they can help more poor people and also minimize this hunger issue from getting any more worse.
Okay, we move on to the second method, which is the interview. Why we choose the interview method rather than we choose from the journal and so on? It is because we want to get the data directly and like spontaneously from them, so that we can know their own perspective and their own ideas on how to tackle down this issue in Malaysia. This is one of example question that we ask from them. So in a scale 1 until 10, what is your awareness on hunger issues that are happening in Malaysia? Based on the graph that we list down, so we can conclude that 1 until 5 scale, around 9 respondents that they did not quite aware about this issue, and about 6 until 10 they are quite aware about this issue in Malaysia. So we can still need so that the government still need to improve on this issue, so that like people can improvely aware and how to tackle down this issue in Malaysia. Okay, we move on to the second question. In simple answers, give 3 reasons why do you think hunger issues is happening in Malaysia. Mostly our respondent respond for the first reason is a low of income. For 2019, the minimum wage for the workers that works in Malaysia is 1.1k. So for 2020, there is increasing about 100 ringgit. So it will be 1.2k ringgit in Malaysia that will pay for them. So there is increasing. Even though there is increasing, there's still quite low for wage that will pay in Malaysia, because of they need to for the workers they need to pay for the other commitment. For example, they need to pay for the cars, house, for the utility, and the last one will be to their kids. So the minimum wage is not quite reasonable for them. And the second reason, because of unpaid of salary. This is because usually company that paid very late or like overdue until 2 until 3 months to pay the salary. And the last reason, which is the unemployment. This is because of every year many graduates will graduate, so there will be overload for graduates to find the job because of limited of the job opportunity in the job market. Okay, for the last question, which is what should be done in order to spread more awareness about the hunger issues among the Malaysians. So mostly our respondent give a good feedback and really good initiative for us to apply in our workers for the future. So mostly they give for the spread awareness, they we as a maybe for NGO, or they can more like spread awareness through the social media, because nowadays people are really active at the social media. Next, at the news, and the last one at the radio platform. Usually people will hear the radio daily before they go to the works. And next they can give a talk or poster and or like the campaign to spread more awareness for them to know the issue in Malaysia. And the last part, maybe for the workers or like for the company, they can create like a welfare team, so that whoever the workers that want to support or contribute, they can like put a little fund into it, and the money that collect will use to give the food or like other necessities that really need for them in their life.
So, for the lack of information and data, during the survey, some interviewees does not give answers as we expected them to do. This shows that there are several nations are not aware about these issues. Next is the limited time. Most of our respondents are students and working people. They only have limited time to answer the question that we provided with a good explanation. And the last is the pandemic.
Because of this COVID-19 pandemic, it was impossible for us to interview our respondents face to face. We could not manage to get the complete answers from a few of our respondents. For the conclusion, the main reason for hunger and malnutrition in Malaysia is poverty. This research is conducted to gain the information on the impact of hunger issues in Malaysia and the negative outcomes of hunger problems faced by Malaysians today. From this research, we get to spread awareness about hunger and malnutrition issues that happening in Malaysia. Even though there are many citizens are doing their best to stop food wastage, donating food to those who are in need and aware about these issues, more research are needed in the future to stop poverty and hunger issues from happening in Malaysia. Thank you.